All right. Merry Christmas. I decided to record a little something just because I feel like I go on the internet nowadays and it feels like everything is just chaotic. Like everything is burning in the world, or at least that's just how it feels when I go on the internet and I hear about how everyone else is feeling and, how I've been feeling, and life just seems so difficult sometimes, especially recently. And that could be a combination of it being the winter season and I barely see any sunlight, and just feeling like this is not what my 20s are supposed to be, or this is not what life is supposed to feel like. And I was thinking about the idea of expression, how we kind of express ourselves in day to day. And I mainly stay pretty surface level with most people, like I try to fit in. I try to have like small talk with people and, just generally be like a regular person, right? But there are always parts of myself that desire to be expressed. And it's confusing because I don't know why there are these parts or this something innate that feels like it needs to be expressed or shown to the world, or just it needs to be out in the ether. It's not even necessarily that it has to go to a lot of people. It just needs to be expressed and it needs to be out in the world. So, my heart was telling me I should go and sit down and make a video. Even if I don't upload it, it's fine, but maybe just sitting down and trying to say something will help you kind of get through whatever is going on in the world. Whatever is going on in here just needs to be expressed. So I have multiple outlets of expression. I like expressing myself through words, but with words I always feel very limited to my language and also the people that I'm talking to. I don't feel necessarily comfortable with expressing myself with every single little thing that's going on in here to everybody I meet. But with some people, it's just very easy to express yourself with words or the limitation of language. Other outlets, I love music. I love writing songs. Sometimes that can feel really difficult to do, like having an artist block, or sometimes when I pick up an instrument or try to sing, the idea of it being technically perfect stops me from even going down the route of creativity and expression. It seems like it stops right there where my physical limitations are with my body and how skilled I am at something. So that one can be really tough sometimes as well. But with music, and when I do feel like I can write songs, there are just some things that I might not even know that I wanted to talk about, or feelings that belong in some kind of corner of my existence that want to come out and want to be expressed. And then my third, well, I'm sure there are all other ways that I express myself, but these are the ones that I think are important. The third one is how I dress or how I present myself physically. So with my clothes, with my hair, my piercings. See my piercings? Like tattoos. The way I do my makeup sometimes. All of those things are a way for me to express something about myself. But this one's kind of a grey one for me, because what am I trying to express about myself with the way I dress or with the way I look? And I can think some days, I really want to dress dark and like a witchy, and some days I'll think I just want to dress like a guy. I just want to wear, everything has to be loose and like comfortable and slouched. Like I would just want to look cool and effortless. And it just made me think about how many personas we put on, or how many ways of expression we develop. But who are we? Who are we trying to be? Or why do we find ourselves drawn to these certain ways of expression? I don't know why. Like, when I was growing up, nobody in my family is like emo or goth or anything like that. But I was really drawn to like rock. I was drawn to like cool, like alternative ways of dressing and music, stuff like that. I was very drawn to. But it's not like the people around me were necessarily into that stuff as well. So what is it in me innately that was drawn to that thing? I think about it, and maybe it's less to do with something that somebody else has shown me, and just something that needs to be let out into the world. That's a crazy thing to say. But it's almost as if it needs to exist, and I'm just kind of a way to do that. The way I present myself is because this makes me feel comfortable. Like, this makes me feel like myself. I look at pictures of myself when I was a bit younger, even like a year ago. My hair wasn't like this. I had these piercings, but they still felt kind of off on me. And I recently got this haircut, and I don't know, kind of started presenting myself a little bit differently, and I feel like myself. Whatever that means. I feel like when I look at myself, this isn't a stranger or somebody who's trying to be something else. I kind of want to look crazy. I want to look a bit strange. But why? Why do I not want to fit into typical ways of expressions, like through, the way that people look? People like to look put together, and I don't necessarily need to look that way. Or if I want to look put together, that's in like an alternative way. And again, I think it has less to do with me and wanting to be different, and it has more to do with the fact that there needs to be people that look like me. It could have been somebody else, but it's me. But sometimes we just have something innate in us that wishes to be expressed. And the more and more we try to repress what is going on in the inner workings, the more we lose sight of ourselves or other people even, I think the world needs alternatives. It needs people who think differently, who want to see a different world. And I've never wanted to fit in. Not once. That's a lie. I have always wanted to fit in. But I don't. and I don't need to. I just exist as I am, and that's okay. I wish I was a bit more coherent with how I like express thoughts and how I like put things across. I don't have a script in front of me or anything. I'm not trying to. I do really like wrapping things up neatly and having like a reason to why I'm talking about something. So it's kind of hard for me to just leave something and be like, okay, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I think the reason why I wanted to record and wanted to say all of this is because I think it's important to express those things that you repress. I think they exist for a reason, and there's a reason why they need to be expressed. You might not understand it, you might not understand why you feel that need, but it's there and it's real, and stop trying to ignore it. Yeah. I really feel a need to link expression and hope together. It's almost like seeing myself like this. It makes me hope that things can change. That I can look at myself and see the light one day, or see myself in some form. Maybe when other people look at me, they see themselves too. And they can hope that things will change. Don't give up. Be who you gotta be. And that's the tea.